Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks so much for coming by today. Just gonna create a quick little intro here for a new vlog that I'm gonna be putting together this week for the second week of Christmas Evil in July. And yeah, so this is it. So we'll see what we get into for this week. I still got quite a lot of books that I'm gonna try to get through, but we will see. So I'm not really sure what I want to start with, but we're just gonna play it by ear and I'll bring you along with me for the week. All right, see you later.
Bloomsbury presents She is a Haunting by Trang Tan Tran. Read by Emmy Ray.
Hey, let's do a little check-in. So what's today? Sunday, so in the midst of kind of doing laundry and all that, I did finish an audiobook. I did finish the audiobook for Once Upon a K-Prom by Kat Cho. I think I'd mentioned earlier that I started that, or I'd planned on reading that for K-Tropathon, and my library hold just came in, so I did finish that up today, and it was cute. As I've mentioned before, it's just a sort of YA romance, teen romance, very teen in some places. It was cute and fun, you know, so yeah, that was the group read for K-Tropathon, so not to mix up my reading events in a vlog, but I did finish that. And then I had another audiobook hold come in for She is a Haunting. I forgot the author's name. I'll try to put the picture in here. I had this one on hold for quite a while from the library, so when the hold comes in, you know, you gotta jump on it. And it kind of fits Christmas Evil. It is a sort of haunted house type of story so far. We've following another. This is a YA story, so we have another teen girl. Her name is Jade, and she has traveled to Vietnam. Her parents are from Vietnam. Her parents have been split up for a few years, and she's got a younger sister and a younger brother, and she's trying to get some money for college, so she's having to go to Vietnam. Her dad's renovating this old house, and hopefully she's trying to get him to pay for some of her college, essentially. And so yeah, so this house is sort of an old, you know, kind of leftover old house from the sort of, you know, colonial times of when the French were living in Vietnam. And so he's, like I say, he's remodeling this house, hoping to turn it into kind of like a B&B type situation. But yeah, there seems like there's definitely something in this house, something from the past, which I'm assuming. I'm excited to get there when we get there. Yeah, the main character is a little annoying, I will say. She's very much an 18-year-old kind of grumpy teen who has like some total issues with her dad, which I get it. He walked away, you know, like I get it. And yes, I feel really like an old fart saying that. I do, I really do, because I'm also like, I get it. But you gotta be so miserable all the time. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on with it because I'm interested to see where it goes and kind of the themes that I think we're gonna be exploring in this story. So, but while I did that, I worked on my little cross stitch. Look at this. Yeah, let me show that to me. Fold it up a little bit better. Let me fold it up a little bit so I can hold it better. This little Krampus piece. Isn't that fun? Yeah, so Krampus is coming. This is a design from Pyro Dog Pins. You can find them on Etsy. I started this piece, gosh, I don't even know, probably years ago now. I had just a little bit at the top, but I finished them out. It didn't really take very long. Isn't he cool? Yeah, got his tongue and everything. So that was fun. And nice to listen to an audiobook. I can just do a little Sunday stitching. So that was fun. Yay. I've been in such a cross stitching slump the past few years, honestly, that it feels good to actually finish something. So, so yay. So I'm gonna get, well, it's kind of evening time now, 5-ish, 5:30, I don't know. I'm gonna get my Sunday stuff together, get my lunch. I'm watching like classic Flowers to the Right in the background. If you could hear that, I didn't think to turn the volume down. Because Price is Right from like 1982. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, just do like prep stuff for the week. I might make I think I'm gonna make some more kimchi stew. So I'm gonna have that for lunches for the week. And just stuff like that, you know, get ready for the week, get ready for the work week. boil our eggs for breakfast. You know, stuff I always do. Get dinner fixed. I don't know what we'll do tonight. My stepdad gave me some fresh corn from his garden, so I'll probably have that tonight. Love getting some summer veggies. All right, I'm rambling. So I will check in later. I'm probably will switch to a physical book this evening if I feel like reading, and I'm gonna try to get back into, sorry, this phone, Young Scrooge. Yeah, so I'll probably switch modes and watching that a little bit, or reading that a little bit tonight, you know, once I get the kiddo to bed and all that good stuff. Is anything else? Nope, just starting a new work week, so yeah. All right, check in later. All right, sorry, I just watched something funny on Instagram and it made me giggle again. So I was starting recording anyway. Santa. Okay, I finished a book today. It's Monday. It was a very Monday at work. You ever have a Monday? Yeah. I don't recommend, but let me tell you what I listened to in my audiobook. I finished my audiobook for She is a Haunting. This is by Trang Thanh Tran, and yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. It was very much a middle of the road book for me. Not bad. I would still recommend it if it sounds like you're interested in it, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But not like a new favorite or anything like that. But I had a lot going for it. So let me tell you a little bit about it, because I don't think I have told you what this book's about. I don't think so. So this is a YA horror novel. First up, it's a YA book, right? Which some people that just immediately is a turnoff. So I'm just, you know, it is a YA story. But we're following our protagonist is like a 17-year-old. Her name is Jade, and she is traveling to Vietnam for like the summer essentially, and she goes there with her mom and her younger sister and a younger brother. Now the two sisters are then going to go spend some time with their father. Now their father left them about 4 or 5 years previously, and that, you know, so just, you know, that's a bit of a sticky situation, right? So the father is renovating this old house, this old basic colonist house. Did I talk about this book right now? Anyway, you know, that the French, you know, had used at some point when they were living over there in Vietnam. And so he's remodeling. They want to turn it to a bed and breakfast. I think I talked about this already. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, because now it seems really familiar. But anyway, so Jade is very much a 17-year-old in this book. And I will say is one of the things that really kind of distracted me, and you know, my appreciation, my enjoyment of the book was Jade. She's very much just like bitter teenager, which I get it. Like, her dad walked out and you're having to spend time with him because she's hoping that he can give her some college money, because her mom works like 3 jobs and, you know, blah blah blah. She's trying to get some money, and part of the deal is, you know, she comes and stays with him. It does like a website for this new venture that he's trying to do, helps build the website, and she can get the college money. This is the deal they have struck. And so she's like, fine. But she's, like I said, very much just a sort of smart alecky, bitter teenager where like the world is collapsing around her and everything is awful. Do I feel like an old fart saying that? Yeah, much like with my discussion about Once Upon a K-Prom, yes. Yes, I do, but I can't help it. It's just how I feel, okay? But anyway, they get to this house, and like I said, They're remodeling it. It's a very old house. It's been, it's got a lot of history, and a lot of that history starts kind of rearing its ugly head, right? And this is what I really actually appreciate about the book, because it really goes into that whole colonization of, where the French were coming into Vietnam and living there, mistreatment of, the local people there, the local Vietnamese, and sort of the racism that was happening, the violence towards, people that would happen there. That would often just go kind of, not looked at really, a lot of, I guess, historical, what's the word I'm looking for? Generational kind of family trauma. Of course, when someone leaves their home country, and migrates to a new country, how they're sort of displaced and not really feeling a part of either, place. I think her father and her mother definitely feel that. They don't really feel American, but don't necessarily feel Vietnamese anymore. And then I think Jade also feels that too, because doesn't all the Vietnamese language. It's hard for her still, that kind of stuff. So finding the place where you belong, Vietnamese. Jade is also really kind of not struggling, but in this sort of zone of like wanting to come out as bisexual to her family, but being nervous about that, but also wanting to explore that, feeling good about this, but then, having feelings about this. So there's that in there too, this conversation. And also, it's wrapped around this huge house, and it's basically haunted, right? And things that happen in this house, and her father's not believing her. It's the whole thing, right? And again, there are parts of this I really liked. I loved that exploration of the sort of, historical trauma of a place and a house. It's kind of housing this trauma and presenting trauma to you in a way through a haunting, through things that happen around the house. The house itself was really a character of this book, I think, by the end of it all, because of just the things that it held, all the secrets and past that it held within its walls, very much a character within this book. I really liked that part of all of this. I liked the sort of, sometimes the hard, icky parts of family, being a product of divorce myself, like I totally get that, I'm there for that, well, even that hardness of sometimes being a teenager because she's about to go to college, she's done with high school, that time in between of not knowing, of taking that step to college and stuff, that's scary too. So there's a lot to really like about this book. What I did like, was just the teen angst was really high in here, and it just got on my nerves a little bit. Again, these are just my personal thoughts, okay? And there was a bit of the storytelling felt sometimes a bit clunky, maybe in the middle. I don't know. Overall, it was enjoyable. I would recommend it, I think, just for sort of the cultural aspects of the story and really the LGBTQ representation here, I think, is worth a read. The cover is stunning, of course. There's a lot to like in here. If you could just deal with the teen angst, you know what I mean? So I liked it. I mean, it was worth the hold. I had the audiobook on hold for a little while. It was worth the wait. I'm glad I read it. I would definitely be interested in what this author comes up with next, and especially if they're will continue to kind of explore these cultural elements of horror, and I'm very much interested in that. There's a lot here about Vietnamese food, which I'm very interested in. Any kind of food you don't talk about in the book, I need to know. I'm interested in the food. So it was, I liked it. I wanted to love it a little bit more, you know what I mean? So She's a Haunting. It was good, but so I'll probably use that for the Krampus prompt, or the Krampus prompts on our new Krampus board. Maybe a book that Krampus would like. Maybe. Also, just, I don't know, content warning for lots of bug stuff in here. So if bug stuff bugs you, you may want to skip it. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. All right. I'll check in later. Hi, let's check in. It is Wednesday today, and I just got home from work. So let's chat about summer reading. Yeah, let's do it. So last night I did finish Young Scrooge, a very scary Christmas story by R.L. Stine, and this was cute and fun. I mean, I think what we expect from R.L. Stine by this point, am I right? It is following this young kid named Rick Scroogeman, who's a total bully, total turd, and he gets the Christmas Carol treatment and visited by ghosts of Christmas past and present and future, the whole thing, and learns how to be a better friend and a better brother, a better, not be an asshole, basically. And yeah, I mean, that's the story, right? I think you know what you're getting into with this sort of book. And yeah, it was really fun. I definitely added a little some spookiness to it. There was an incident with snowmen, which is kind of creepy. It was a fun middle grade R.L. Stine story, with some extra spooky bits about, being nice. Not being a turd to people, basically. So it was fun, definitely appropriate for the, for Christmas Eve of July. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I finished that up. And then today on audiobook, I did start The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany McDaniel. I've been wanting to read this one forever. Finally reading it. Oh, I'm loving this so far. Absolutely loving it so far. And it's just gorgeous. I'm in awe of Tiffany's writing. It's just beautiful writing. If you like gorgeous writing, she's an author for you, I think. And Betty is one of my favorite books ever. And so this was written before Betty, so I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. What year did this come out? But yeah, it's just stunning. Yeah, 2016. So, and this one, do I talk about it now? Let's talk about it a little bit about it now, I guess, because I'm really almost done with it. I've only got maybe like an hour and a half left of the audiobook. But we're set again in Breathitt, Ohio, which you've read, Betty. That's the same town, little, Appalachian town where Betty is set, is Breathitt, Ohio. And we're following, we start off in 1980. 4, and it takes place in the summer of 1984, and our main character is this kid named Fielding, and he's like 13 years old, and we do go back and forward in time to when he's 13 and like I said, 1984, and then we bounce ahead and he's like 84 years old, and he's kind of at some point he's kind of telling us this story of this summer, this summer that melted everything, and what happened to the, during this time period. And the author very early on, mentions, we're talking the 80s and here, and definitely mentions the sort of satanic panic that was going on in that early 80s period. And I think that it's kind of sparks some of the things that happened during this summer. Now, Fielding's dad has one of the coolest names ever. His name's Autopsy Bliss. And for reasons, he writes an invitation to the devil, and it ends up published in the newspaper. And lo and behold, this little boy shows up and says, "Well, I got an invitation. I'm the devil." And it sort of, his being brought into town this summer is kind of turns Breathitt a little upside down, a little sideways. Some things start happening. Some people start getting hurt, and just things start happening, But it's also really about this family and this town, really, the cast of characters that make up this town. There are a handful of other, kind of side characters that we learn about, and just sort of this relationship of this family, relationship of this little boy, this mysterious boy that has showed up, and his relationship with Fielding, the other little kid, the other little boy, as they have a friendship, and it develops into like a brotherhood, as he's, like I said, he's taken in by the Bliss family. It's just absolutely gorgeous writing. You feel the heat of summer. You feel the stickiness. The setting is perfect. the writing is just gorgeous, of course. And yeah, that's what this is about, really. So I can't wait to see kind of where everything ends up, because it's a Tiffany McDaniel book. So, because of course there's been some sadness in here, and it's been a little bit of an emotional ride. So I want to know how everything ends up, how this summer ends, which I think is going to be in a tragedy. But I kind of don't want to know at the same time, you know. I don't know, but it's gorgeous. So glad to finally read this book, and I'll finish it up. I'll definitely finish it up tomorrow at work through the audiobook, which I discovered you can read. You can do Audible as a freebie on Audible. You don't have to burn a credit for it. So if you're an Audible person, yeah, so that's good. Now tonight I will need to start a new physical book, since I finished Young Scrooge. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for. I thought maybe The Beach Party by R.L. Stine, since maybe I can keep R.L. Stine vibe going. This just, I mean, it's a point horror book seems pretty perfect. I also have these really fun middle grade books that I picked out, which aren't necessarily horror, but you know, like Bummer Summer, Darcy and Kevin 13, like summer and summer camp vibes, the hot and cold summer, just some fun little middle grade books. I thought maybe one of these could be fun too. So I don't know where I'll end up reading, but I'm being pulled to these right now. But who knows where the night takes me. I might start something totally different. But anyway, that's the day. Or the check-in, let me say, and yeah, loving this. So I'll check in later. Bye. It's a car update. It's a car update while I'm waiting in my car. Okay. A weird shadow. Okay. So let me update you on what I finished today. I finished the audiobook for Tiffany McDaniel's The Summer That Melted Everything. Yeah, ended in a puddle of tears. Yeah, that was really good. It was really good. I really hate that I had put that book off so much, because it was so good. It was so good, you guys. And I think I talked a little bit about kind of what it was about, right? This little boy shows up in this town saying he's the devil and gets connected with the Bliss family, right? And the story continues on with just what happens in this summer of 1984, I believe it was. And what happens during that summer, it's like crazy hot, like it is right now. What that kind of heat can do to you, but also, of course, racism, because the little boy that shows up saying he's the devil is a little black boy, and he gets blamed for bad things that are happening in the town, like accidents and things like that. And, but this story of this Bliss family, which I'm telling you, I knew the ending was going to break my heart. I just knew it was, and it did. It really did. But it was just so beautiful. Tiffany McDaniel just writes so beautifully, even when she's writing about such tragic things. It's just amazing how she does it. And it was just stunning. So definitely coming of age vibes, you know, being that takes place in 1984. Though, you know, we get the storytelling bits of the kid in the book as an adult, and as he's kind of, you know, living, you know, some memories from the past and that kind of thing, and why his present is as it is, since because of the things that he experienced that summer, basically. And then, yeah, so definitely conversations about racism, conversations about you know, groups of people, how, you know, people can be smart, right? Or a person can be smart, right? But people can often be a little dumb, right? And people, a group of people, can also be easily persuaded, and it doesn't take much to persuade a group of people to believe in something, right? So I think that is definitely much in here. and just the love of a family. I don't know. It's just so emotional. It's so beautiful. If you like, really good stories about families, yeah, there's violence. I don't know. There's homophobia, of course, racism. It's so good though. So it's just so beautiful. All right. I'm gonna spend my little extra time here waiting for my son to get out of therapy. Ready beach party. Started this last night. Made some decent progress. I'll dig back into it for a little bit of time here. And yeah, all right. Bye. Okay, let's talk about Beach Party by R.L. Stine. I just finished it up. Today is Friday night, and yeah, I finished up Beach Party. It was okay. It was okay. So this is a point horror book, R.L. Stine, like I said, and it's okay, I will say it. So we're following, our main character is this girl named Karen. She lives in California, and her one of her old friends, Anne Marie, is coming out for the summer to visit for a month. So, she used to live in California, but anyway, she's coming out to stay for a visit. It's summertime, all that fun stuff. Hanging out at the beach. They've got plans, right? But they're like, it's a typical teenage story, and they meet some guys along the way, and things happen. Possibly someone else, possibly there's like a jealous girlfriend of the guy that they meet. Somebody ends up dead. Someone's out to get Karen. It's a whole thing. It's a lot of stuff's going on here. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was definitely a fun time. Just figuring out what was going on, and who's who and what's what, and all that good stuff, but I don't really know what else to say about it. Honestly, it's a boy horror book, so I think you kind of know what you're getting into when you're reading one. I think this is maybe my second or third one. I haven't read that many of them, but definitely kind of made you think like it could be like when the one girl turned up dead, not one of the main characters, but excuse me, when someone turned up dead. R.L. Stine did a really good job of kind of leading us to think it could have been this person, or maybe it was this other person, or maybe it was that person, leading us to think maybe it could have been any number of people. so that was fun, and yeah, I don't know, it was a good time. Beach party, it was fun. So I finished that, and yeah, so week's over. Got the weekend coming up. I don't know what we're gonna do this weekend. Really, it's supposed to be just hot as the blazes here in North Carolina this weekend. So honestly, I don't know. I really don't know what we're gonna do. But anyway, so I'll check in later. All right. Alrighty. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. Christmas Eve in July is winding down, just today and tomorrow, and she done with. So let's check in with this little book. So let's see. The Deadliest of Friends by Mary Main. This is an old 90s troll book. This is, I guess I'd call it like a little thriller type story, a little mystery. And it was kind of wild. Honestly, it's like very 90s. So let's talk about it a little bit. So our main character is this girl named Megan. She is 15, and she and her brother, who is just a few years older than her, but he's like, I think just got done with his first year of college. She's maybe like 18, 19 or so. They go up to this place in Lake Tahoe that's kind of like this, I don't necessarily like to call it a resort, but today we'd call like a resort area, right? It's like, it's right on the lake, and you can go like water skiing and boating and blah, 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 right? So For some reason, their parents are off doing some kind of archaeological dig, because of course they are. And so they are just going to go up here for the summer by themselves. They used to go here as, with the family and yada, yada, yada. You see where I'm going with this, right? So they have a little history of coming to this area, so they know some of the people there, like the people that run this. I forget what this. It's some kind of like Norwegian inspired kind of place, like after Vikings and stuff. So it's like got a strange name to it. Anyway, so they get there, and Megan's checking things out, and they learn that one of their old friends that they used to know there died like just a few months ago in this like boat explosion. And one of the other old friends they used to know has, they think that he did it. But he also got like terribly scarred, like a big facial burn, a big facial scar from the same accident. How am I going to explain this? I don't know, but anyway. So it starts down this road of like, this guy Darren said he didn't blow up Brad, but everybody else thinks he did blow up Brad. And she's like, you know what? I don't think you did blow up Brad, so I'm gonna check it out. And so she has got, the wild hair that she's gonna figure this all out, and who really blew up Brad in this boat, right? There are some other people who maybe did, as we meet. There's a Karen in here, who is the daughter of the owner of this hotel. There's this girl named, was her name Julie? Yes, Julie, who is someone who can sort of predict the future, kind of foretell things through the use of her crystals that were passed down to her by her grandmother. She's a strange character, and she gets hooked up with like the sister's brother. What was his name? I do not remember the brother's name for some reason right now. Anyway, there's another kid there who's about Megan's age, who of course has Native American heritage, because wanted to add some of that in here. Y'all, it goes to some wacky places. There's a lot of here about like boats, like about like names of boats. Like we took the of course I'm not going. Anyway, it's kind of early in the morning. I'm up before everyone else. Anyway, it is crazy wacky. It's kind of wacky to boy this case, but I kind of was interested to know who blew up Brad, so I kept reading it. But it's just very 90s and very teenagery and stuff. And anyway, it was a fun ride. You know what I mean? It was perfectly like 3-star book, very fun, little mystery. And I really kind of dig this cover. It's like a lot going on in there. Yeah, so that was fun. Let me look exactly then. 1997. So yeah, it was fun. Now I can't decide if I want to start something and try to finish it up in a couple of days. I did really want to get to one of these like middle grade like summer books. I really may try to dig into this one, try to finish it today and tomorrow. This is Darcy and Kevin 13 by Martha Tulls. It's a summer camp book. I just kind of think it would be fun. So I think I may try to dig into this one. So Darcy's at camp for the first time. She likes it a lot. And then she and the rest of the girls in cabin 13 meet the snobs from cabin 10. They've been coming to camp for years. They think they'll win all the camp trophies. Camp 13 is unlucky, they say. Just give up. But Darcy and her friends won't quit. Darcy makes a winning play during a camp softball game and also proves she's best at water skiing. And then cabin 10 plays a nasty trick on Darcy, and Darcy gets poison ivy. That's the worst. Cabin 10 and Cabin 13 are tied. Is it worth cheating to win the big canoe race? Darcy knows that winners never cheat, but do cheaters ever win? It just sounds like super fun. So, I think I'm gonna try to squeeze one more book in for the month and do some reading here this morning while the house is a little quiet, everyone else is asleep. And yeah, okay, I'll check in later. Alrighty, let's do one more little clip and then we're gonna close out this little vlog because today's July 31st, so Christmas Eve in July is coming to an end. And I did finish Darcy and Cabin 13, this little, I said it was middle grade, but I guess it's more of like a young teen book. This is by Martha Tulles. It was written, I think it was 1989, when was it again? 1989, and yeah, it's just a cute little, you know, like I said, a little kind of preteen, young teen, you know, type story from 1989, you know. So I think what I've discovered is this is a series of books with this character Darcy, and this is a few down the line, like number 3 or 4 or something like that. So I'm guessing in like the first book you kind of meet Darcy, know who she is with her family and stuff. But in this book, she goes away to summer camp, and it's a sleepaway camp. So she's, you know, gone all summer. And so she's never really been to a summer camp before, so it's something new for her. And she gets placed in Cabin 13 with those other amazing looking girls right there. and it's just kind of her little adventures of summer camp, you know. There's like Cabin 10, which is full of like the mean girls, and there's like competition of like kind of winning this trophy of like having the best cabin, you know, by the end of the summer. There's a boys camp, and maybe some little, you know, little teenage love flies with Darcy and Greg, and it's just super cute. It was cute and fun, perfect little summer book, you know, with some summer camp vibes. It was cute. It was really fun. So it was a nice kind of fun way to end Xmas Evil in July. And yeah, so that's it. I had a really fun time with Xmas Evil in July. So we'll wrap it up here. I did want to also add, and I meant to put this in my first vlog, but I forgot. So I ordered actually 2 of these bookmarks that Books with Lexi made for us for the event, because I was going to do a giveaway. So I want to go ahead and still do this giveaway. So if you would like one of these Xmas Evil bookmarks, they're really nicely made, nicely laminated, with just this cute little summery, spooky, Christmassy imagery on here. It's cute. Yeah, let me know. Just say I would like the bookmark in your comment or something like that. I will send internationally because I'll just pop it into an envelope, so it won't take, you know, it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg to ship it somewhere. So if you're interested and you read it and you've made it this far in the video, and I'm sorry to kind of tuck it in the ending here, but I kept forgetting to talk about it. So yeah, just say like I would, you know, enter me for the bookmark. I'll let it go up maybe a couple of weeks or so, and then pull a name out of the comments. So. And yeah, so that's it. So that's Christmas Evil in July. I hope that if you joined us, that you enjoyed yourself. And I know I read some really good spooky and summery books. Had a really good reading month. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. Thanks for watching this vlog. And as always, I always appreciate your time so much. It really means so much to me. And I'll catch you peeps later. All right. Stay spooky. Bye.